Excuse me, did someone leave a frog over here? Welcome everyone back to another episode of AutoCraft Season 6. In the last episode, we went crazy, got super rich, and well, worked with a lot of villagers. But something that I do want to check, because I have been off the server for a little bit, is how many more diamonds have we made? I definitely think that these 4 will make the most, so I'm going to check these outer ones first. Okay, so just on the 2 sides alone here, we have made 2 stacks and 19 diamonds. Now I'm just going to take these diamonds and just kind of put them in my ender chest, so then we can see how many these 4 did. Starting with sharpness 5, we have 25 diamonds. And then there it is, unbreaking 3, mending, and efficiency 5. That, my friends, is a lot of diamonds. I'm just going to come up here and we can now just start storing these in blocks. We already have a stack in 24 blocks of diamonds. This is the most diamonds that I've ever had on AutoCraft. But in today's episode, from the storagers, what is this? There's a lot of chests. We have to talk. From Steph. Cobblestone not efficiently stacked up in lines. Chest might break. We do not condone only 1 item in a double chest. Waste of chests. Wood chests, nice attempt, but no. 5 empty chests. Silk touch organized nicely. Rage explosion, anger fueled about chest column 3, row 1 and 2. So that's what? This one and this one. Uh-oh. Something tells me that I think we have the storagers after us. Overall conclusion. Sir, we have taken the liberty to assess your chests. Overall, we have come to the conclusion that your storage system is highly inefficient and ineffective. Our eyes have been washed. How are your eyes? I think they're fine. From this, our next step will be to talk to the manager. We will create a personalized and more efficient and effective and fill in the blanks storage. Okay, I do have to emphasize that some of your chests are, how to say this, horrible. Sorry for the language. Do not fret though, we as the storagers, yes, the one and only, you heard it right, will make your day with the most beautiful error and organized storage system your eye holes will ever uncover. The last thing we'd like to say is redacted. I don't know what that means, so please work on that. Storagers away. Should I be terrified? I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait. I'm just gonna leave this here. I'm gonna put this back in the chest. I'm not gonna touch it, and we're just gonna hope that... Wait, definitely not an evidence dump hole? What is this? Oh, it literally is a hole. I don't even think this is a dump hole. I am pretty sure that is just a hole that was there from when I started doing this terraforming. But in today's episode, we're gonna get some wings. I am very excited to be able to start flying and to have shulker boxes, especially because today we are also going to be starting our mega base. This is going to be the first time that I'm ever going to be building this big on AutoCraft. It's gonna be way bigger than our base last season because, you know, we were only in the starter town. Season 4, it's gonna be bigger. We only had basically 2 to 3 buildings there, but they had a lot in them. And it's even gonna be bigger than the Season 3 castle. And that was one of my biggest builds that I have ever made. I will reveal what the base is going to be a little bit later, even though it's more than likely in the title of this video. But for now, I think I wanna go just get my wings now, because shulker boxes and all that stuff is already being sold. So really my main focus is just going to be maybe getting some more end chests from the end cities and, well, getting wings. Because shulker boxes are going to be even more useful for those. I won't have to set up a train track system, none of that. But first, there is one thing that I want to do to prepare us. And that is that I'm going to want to grab 1 Unbreaking 3 book and then a mending book, but I think I have to buy that. Hopefully I have some iron in here, which I do. Just get some emeralds, and then we just got to buy a book and mending books. And then the other thing that we bring is just going to be an anvil. That way we can combine an Unbreaking 3 book and a mending book once we get an elytra. And all right, last thing is just I'm gonna grab some cobblestone here that we can use just as a bridging device, because then I think that's all I'm gonna need. Now let's just see if I can actually find where the end portal is. The nether tunnels are currently being formed and it says the end is this way. So let's head off this way. The thing is though, is I have no idea how far away this actually is. So we could be running for a while. Oh wait, no, the portal's right there. All right, cool. All right, just gonna set my spawn, and then I think there's nothing else that we can really do to prep, so let's just go. Alrighty, and here we are. So it looks like, I believe these are loner wings that we could use, and I just accidentally got the achievement. I didn't want to do that. And there's happy guests down here. Looks like this is the one that we'll be able to use here. So let's go through. And all right, we are over here now. And the first thing I'm seeing is an end city and a shulker farm. And now I 100% know that people have gone in these directions already. So I bet you someone's going in this direction too, but it should be fine. Let's see how long it takes me to actually find an end city. Now the question is, does this have a ship? I like the size. The size looks really good. And there it is right there. We have ourselves a ship. But right now, I'm just going to skip that part of the end city, and I'm just going to build straight into this thing. And surprisingly, this didn't take long. I've only been out here looking around for about 25 minutes. With me being like one of the last people to get an elytra, I think, I'm surprised we were able to find one this quick. All right, here we go. We just gotta break in, and we should get the advancement. There it is, a city at the end of the game. Now we have to fight these guys, which I'm now realizing I did not bring a bow or a shield. But this is the big guy right here, even though we're not going to get the advancement because, you know, I accidentally got it before. And now the main things that I'm going to want are the triple stacked rooms. So I think that's one right there. And yes, this is one. In the triple stacked rooms, they have the end chest in them, which is what I want to get. Except preferably, I would like to trigger the least amount of goo as possible and try to only get the chests. Okay, and here goes the other one. We got some diamonds and then just, yeah, a bunch of iron armor. I only want this end chest though, because the more end chests we have, the better we're gonna be. And all right, so that is everything in here. We now have a total of 4 ender chests, and most importantly, we have our elytra now. However, I'm thinking I do want to try and get the advancement just for like floating 50 blocks, because you can also just float 50 blocks down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this guy be able to see me all the way up here, wait till he hits me, and then I should be able to just ender pearl to the ground, because that's definitely 50 blocks. All right, just let this hit me, and then just ender pearl to the ground. We should get it. Yep, and there it is right there. Now comes with the challenge of trying to find our way out of here. I know I did see some of those portals a little bit further back, but I honestly don't remember how long ago that was. And I would put the mending and unbreaking on this elytra like I said I was going to, but I also realized I don't have any rockets. So even if we wanted to use the elytra, we can't even use it to its full potential. Hey, and there they are right there. Home sweet home. Let's get over there. All right, I have bought some rockets and I've enchanted the elytra. Let's take our very first flight of AutoCraft Season 6. This feels very good. I'm now able to just fly around, take a look at everybody's builds, because if I'm to be honest, I'm not over on this side of Starter Town that often, just because it's so far away. In the last episode, I mentioned how we were going to be finishing off this area in this episode. And well, that's exactly what we're going to be doing. I want to be able to terraform this area. That way, everything looks like it just fits in. First things first, I'm going to take this wall and make it come out and then go down this way, where we are going to take the path and also transition it into spruce, kind of just like this. So when you come in, you'll be able to go up these stairs right here, and that will bring you, of course, up to our area. I'm going to take this retaining wall here, and I'm just going to push it going all the way down. So then now we are left with this space, where I want to still use tough and continue the retaining wall and probably bring this probably out to about here, and then maybe one more, and then we'll ease it going back in. I put down some spruce going down towards the end here to show where people are mainly going to be walking, and then I've also put just a transition between the spruce and the grass by using some coarse dirt. I do want to make a couple other things here, and that is going to be just like some spots where we might be storing some cargo using a mix of barrels and chests, because even though this is going to be a very, very small port, it is still going to be possible for some items to come through here that is going to need a spot for it to be stored. And there we go, just kind of something like this. I was going to make a dock right here, but I've decided we're just going to just put some boats in the water like this. And then for the final touches over here, I want to reshape this terrain right here and just make it look a little bit better, maybe a little bit wider, because like right there, I do want to open it up a little bit. I'm just going to see what I can do. And here we go. I added a couple spots where the dirt is going to fall down, and then I just widened that area down there, and it makes it look much better. So this just finishes off this area, and I think it looks pretty nice. Now that this is done, let's go on a field trip. And that field trip is going to be over at where our mega base location's going to be. Because it is time for us to start working on this build, because I am very, very excited to get this put here. This season, we are going to be doing a lot of construction because we are going to be building a movie production studio. Picture like any time that you've watched TV, or who knows if you're an actor maybe, and you're on the movie lot, you have all those big stages, all the big buildings with the sets inside. We are going to be building that this season, where we will be turning this plains into one big giant production studio that we can use to, who knows, maybe make some TV shows, maybe make some movies. I am very, very excited to get going on this project. However, first things first, we need materials for this, because the first thing that we're going to be building today requires, well, like 6 shulkers of grass and a bunch of sandstone and just, you know, a lot of stuff. So let's go grinding for some materials. I have done a bit of work over here, not only collecting all of the materials that we're going to need to build up our first section here, but I have also destroyed, I think, 2 buildings that were in this village. That way we have a little bit more room in this area. And then I've also built a super smelter because, well, I needed to make this amount of smooth sandstone, and it would have been much, much faster if I would have just done it with a super smelter. And now I think I want to destroy the rest of these buildings over here just so we have even more room to put more farms and more room for villagers and just stuff like that. However, I think I'm going to keep at least this church right here and possibly this one. The reason why I want to keep this one is because this is more my AFK spot. And the reason why for this one over here is because that villager has not moved from the top of the church. He just constantly just like kind of goes around. And then there's also another villager stuck on this layer too, because I don't think they can go down ladders. But I guess I will get here to some destroying. And here we go. We have a nice cleared out industrial district now that we can use for whatever farms or whatever stuff we really want to put here. One of the main reasons why I wanted to do this though is because I want to add more villagers, as we don't have all of the trades yet. I know we're missing some of the like flame we're missing all the trident enchants, all the crossbow enchants. Not that those are really going to be getting us any sales right now, but once we get the full shop going, we are going to want it. And now I cannot add an extension onto the trading hall going in this direction because we're getting a little bit too close to the iron farm over there. So now that this is cleared out, we can dedicate this whole side over here to some more villagers. And I also want to add more ways to get emeralds, because right now we're doing the iron for emerald trade. So about twice a day I come over here and just flick up these trap doors and then just trade the most that I can, because some of the books that we have are quite expensive. So I want to be prepared for when those go out of stock, we can just easily buy the books back. And I've been doing this for a bit, so we have a good amount of emeralds here just stocked up. But one of the other issues is that this iron farm doesn't give us a lot of iron. So like right now we only have 59 in here. And if I AFK for about 8 hours, we barely get over a double chest full. And with this double chest is also going to be like half iron, half poppies. So building a bigger iron farm is definitely going to be something that will be on our radar. Because once I start getting into a couple other farms, we're going to need the iron to make stuff for the farms like hoppers. And now we have other ways that we can also get to the emeralds. Like if we get a bunch of farmers, we can trade them pumpkins and melons. So we could also dedicate some of this area to building up a pumpkin and melon farm. This is going to be all something that we're probably going to be doing in the next episode or later on today. But it is probably about time for us to pick up all of these shulker boxes over here. That looks like a lot more materials now that I put it in my inventory. I don't think I realized how big this build actually is until I look at the materials that we need for it. Gotta sleep, gotta sleep, gotta sleep, gotta sleep, gotta sleep, gotta sleep. Anyways, we can now come over here and get started on our build. So let's not waste any time. Let's just do this. I'm so excited to build this. Why did I just pick up an egg? Let's get started on our first big build of Season 6. Welcome everyone to Crink Studios. Well, of course, this is going to be the very, very beginnings of the lot. As well, there isn't any stages yet. And of course, I've been standing here for like 5 to 10 minutes before actually starting to record. And these guys just happen to show up right as I hit the record button. Stop trying to interrupt my recordings. Anyways, what we have right here is our parking lot. And now this probably won't be the only parking lot because I think there's going to be a lot more people that are going to be working in this lot than we have spots in this lot. So we will probably have an additional one further down into the lot, maybe even more of like a parking garage. But right in front, we have the big CS, which stands for, like I said, Crink Studios. And now, right behind me, we have this structure here, which you might be wondering what it is going to be used for. This is going to be where our nether portal is going to be located, so I've got the obsidian hidden back here. However, I don't want to light this portal just yet, because I want to make a legit tunnel in the nether. Because right now, we are still only flying through like a 1x2 tunnel with the rails on the bottom. We are still using the exact same tunnel that we started off with last episode. And I'm actually going to be digging a completely new tunnel. This one is not going to be used at all. It probably will still be up here, but definitely I'm not going to be using this anymore. We already have this tunnel that goes off towards the end, which I am just going to go off of this one probably. With us currently being at 121, I need to get us up to negative 487. This sign now says Crink Space this way, and that's because obviously my base is now down here. So we basically passed the end, and then I have dug this entire pathway out, including you can still see some of the netherrack here on the ground. But we fly all the way down to the end, take the left, and then our portal is going to be right here. And I do have the flint and steel, so I can light it on this side. However, I forgot to light it on the overworld side. So, meaning we have to fly all the way back into the starter island, and then fly all the way over to the base, because I've disabled the portal that is for the industrial district. So, yeah, this is going to be fun. Because this fly in the nether isn't that bad. I mean, we're flying for maybe a total of 500 to 600 blocks, which really isn't bad. However, you have to multiply that by 8, meaning we have to travel about 4,800 blocks in the overworld. Luckily, I already know which direction I gotta go, which is this way. Well, I will just be flying. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, and there's the base coming in to render distance. So if everything went well, I should be able to just light this portal, go through, and we should show up at that portal that we just made. Well, let's light this. It is a very, very massive portal that does bring us to the right side. And now we are fully connected to the nether tunnels, and we don't have to fly through some really small paths. However, I think that is going to have to go ahead and wrap up this episode on the AutoCraft server. However, there's one more thing that I want to do really quick. As I may have forgotten to do it earlier, I just need to make one of these and then fly over this way. And then I think I will place it right here. Perfect. The amount of rockets that this is costing me just to do that one little thing is kind of crazy. A little part of me is regretting making my base really far away, but you know what? It's fine. I am really happy with the amount of progress that we have made today because this is looking absolutely awesome. This is only the very start of where this base is going to take us, as we are going to be extending it going down this way. But that also means that in the next episode, we're probably going to be having to do a lot of smoothing out of this land, because most of it is actually going to be staying on this layer. And I am very excited as there is also a new game that will be starting up in the next episode, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But you guys will have to wait until the next episode to see that. So for now, I hope you all have a great day or night or whatever it is right now. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. And you know the drill. Don't forget to subscribe.